In today's video I'm going to talk to you about mulching and the benefits that it'll give to your garden. Now a lot of people simply go and feed their plants in the garden, and I'm often asked what I feed in mine. Well, basically I don't feed the plants at all. What I do and what I recommend to everybody on a regular basis is that you actually feed the soil. And a good way of doing this is using some sort of a natural fertilizer, a mulch, which is basically a soil conditioner. Put in over time, it makes your garden a lot better. And if you've got, say, for example, a sandy soil, simply by adding mulch on a yearly basis, you will improve that year on year. And your garden and your plants will thank you for it. Now, I came across PlantGrow some time ago. Now, PlantGrow is the company name, and PlantGrow make several products. But today I'm going to talk about this mulch. And as you can see on the tub, it's by nature for nature. And by that, they mean that they use only plant-derived products in this. So anything that has lived and has died in the plant world could be used in this. A good example of this type of thing is your own compost heap. That is a soil conditioner. It won't contain any type of feed, but it will do your soil itself the world of good. Now, unfortunately, we can't produce enough of it in our own gardens, or generally we can't produce enough, and I can't produce enough in this garden up at Grassy Bottom. But the best way to do it is buy it from somebody who can. Now, PlantGrow have taken all the hard work out of this. They've produced a product that you don't really have to think about. As far as I'm concerned, it's a market leader, if not the market leader, because I just love it. I came across it earlier this year, and I think it's fantastic. They do several different products, but obviously we're talking about the mulch on this one, and the things to look out for when you're buying any mulch, and if you can get your hand into these things, it's great. So this is in a tub, a 10-litre tub. You can buy it in bigger quantities. I think they'll even supply you a tractor full, or tractor and trailer full, if you so wish. They're down in Norfolk, so it's a good British product made in the UK, down in Norfolk, and it's been given approval by the Soil Association, which is a very good thing to have stamped on your tub, because not everybody gets that. It has to be tested vigorously, which obviously this one has. It's friendly for bees, which is great. This is the first of its kind, this particular product, because they've come up with their own system. They've got secret ingredients in there. They're not going to tell me about that, but they've got some in there, and it's suitable for organic gardening, which is good. So if we read, I'll read to you now what it says on the actual tub itself. It says it's no need for feed, because it's got 12 months feed in there, so that's great. We don't have to feed at all. Simply put this down. It's peat free. We're all looking for peat free. We're all moaning all the time about how we're stripping away these peat bogs, and how can we stop that? Well, here we go. PlantGrow have cut out that bad boy, and they've produced this. It's made from plants, and it has a good NPK in it as well. And we won't go into the technicalities of that. Just believe me, it's got it in there. It's good. It contains soil microbes and vital micronutrients, which is good for the soil. It's good for any soil structure. You know, this is all an ecosystem going on in your soil, and it all begins with the soil microbes. So that's really good. So I'm pleased they've got all that sort of stuff going on. Now, this particular product is recommended for trees and, well, they call it bushes. I'd prefer to call that, maybe they should change this if you watch this video, PlantGrow, to trees and shrubs. It's just a little thing of mine. Roses, it's good for fruit and vegetables. It'll be particularly good for fruit and vegetables, because they require so much feed as they get going. So if you've got plenty of this stuff in, it's going to do it the world of good. Flowers and shrubs. Oh, they have put shrubs there, trees and bushes. And we've now got flowers and shrubs. So well done, PlantGrow. Containers and hanging baskets. Now, it's good for everything, basically. Any mulch is good for anything. But this particular variety, or this particular product, is fantastic. Just take my word for this. It's really good. I'm bigging it up. I know I am, and rightly so. Now, like I say, they do other ingredients as well, but this is the one that I'm going to be putting down in vast quantities on my garden come September. Now, I prefer to put mine down in September. A lot of people put theirs down at different times. I appreciate that. You can put them down at different times of the year. It doesn't really matter. The one thing that does matter is that if you're going to put it down as a well, what can I say, as a weed suppressant, then we need to firstly make sure that all the plants have at least been watered before it. So if you've got a massive garden, it may not be realistic to do this sort of thing, so just wait till it's rained and then apply the product on top. When I'm talking about mulching in September, I would put down about 6 inches of this, between 4 and 6 inches. I prefer 6 inches thick of mulch, and the benefits of that are that it will help through winter. It will stop any frosts really penetrating into the soil and having a bit of damage on the plants. And conversely, it will, in summer, stop them over drying and burning the roots, really, I guess. Even though it's in the soil, roots can still be burned. Now, by putting this down, it protects that. So it does, it's extremes, I guess, extremes of temperatures. It'll help with. So, like I say, you can put it down as a mulch, which will in turn turn into a soil conditioner, because that will break down into the soil. It'll find its way down there. The worms will do their thing. They'll pull some of that in there. And over the coming months, it'll just improve the structure. Now, the other thing you can do with it is you can actually just use it round the plant itself. So if we're on a budget, and let's remember that PlantGrow is a premium quality product, you get what you pay for, and in this case, you're getting one of the best products on the market. So just remember that. But if you simply can't afford to do all of the garden, then simply get tubs of it, as and when you can afford them, and put them around your plant itself. So just put a good thick mulch around each bottom of each plant. Make sure you water it before you put it on, so it retains the moisture, and that should help. Now, I know it sounds a bit daft for me to say water it, because then you're probably thinking, well, if I put mulch on it, how does the rain get down? Well, the rain does get down. The rain gets through anything. We all know that. It's not a problem. But what the problem is, if we don't water it and we have a dry spell as we put it on, then that plant hasn't got access to water quick enough. So as the drought continues, then it's more likely to suffer as a result. Whereas if we've watered it first and then mulched it, that will retain the soil moisture, and that'll be a lot more beneficial for the plant. Now, you can also put this into hanging baskets, so it'll be good for hanging baskets. In fact, it'll be fantastic for hanging baskets, because it'll be giving them the feed that they need, and it will retain the moisture better as well, because, as I've said, it's a good friable product. So it's really good, and I really like it. Now, it should give you all the vital nutrients you want, and like I say, it's got microbes in there, and that microbes help keep and maintain healthy plants, and they kind of support a balanced and good garden ecosystem. So that's a good thing to be doing with it. What else can I tell you about this product? Well, let's see. It's just great. It's like I say, I tend to put it on in September. You can put it down at any time of year, and another good time would be early spring. So once we get to sort of March, April time, probably April, especially where I am, because we may get some late frosts, who knows, but hopefully I've already got a thick mulch down from September, protecting it from the frosts. But what's happening, don't forget, is that it's being taken into the soil, improving the structure of that soil. So I would advise that you put another layer on in spring. As I've said, you can put it on any time of the year, but just make sure your soil's damp enough to cope with it. So once the soil is actually damp underneath it, it retains it, and if we have any dry spells, it should last longer in your plants. As a result, shouldn't, unless we have like a 12-week drought, shouldn't suffer at all. They should be fine. Now, with when we put this stuff down, we can also put it into plant pots, really. We can plant the plants in it, I guess. I can't see this being a problem at all. for the planting. In fact, I'm already using it in one of my plants. I've potted on into some of this stuff, and my results are pretty good at the moment. I've got some euphorbias that I've put it into, and they're looking really nice now. They're looking as good as they would if I'd put some sort of a seaweed extract in there. They're looking really good with it. They're coming on a lovely colour now. They were starting to suffer. They've only been in it for 3 weeks, and already the difference is amazing. So that's another thing you can do with it. And as I said, you can put it into your hanging baskets, which is good. You can put around the plant bottom, and you can spread it all over. And what else can we tell you about it? Right, you can apply it. In this particular case, you can put this straight from the tub, straight around it. I'm not going to demonstrate that today. It's obvious what you do. You just put a good thick mulch around each plant. If you're going to put it into if you fancy putting it into your hole as well, when you've dug the hole for the plant, if you're going to put a new plant in, then this stuff will mix in well. So mix it into your soil as you dig it, and it'll be great. Remember, once you do that, though, to water in well as well, because it is going to need that kind of thing. Now, let's have a look at this particular tub again, and let's see if we can glean any more information of it. So as we can see there, it's a PlantGrow Soil Conditioning natural fertiliser. It keeps plants nourished throughout the year without the need for additional feeding. And so that's really good. It's obviously got some sort of a slow release feed in there, which is good. It's got natural ingredients. It promotes and sustains the perfect soil for all types of plants, enriching it with essential nutrients and the vital soil microbes that maintain healthy plants and support a balanced garden ecosystem. So that's really good. We're helping wildlife out as well with this, because we're producing the very smallest of the microbes at the bottom of the kind of food chain with stuff they need, and we're putting it in with this because they will already be in this product. So that is a really good thing. Now, what else can we glean from this? It reduces water evaporation, which we've already been through, and it also improves the structure, and it does. If you put this in over the coming years, you'll have the best soil ever. Now, in the past, I've tended to put on cheap types of compost, simply because I'm not bothered about the feed at that point. I'm more interested in getting the soil structure. But actually, PlantGrow have done me a favour, and they've actually put some feed in there for me, which is really good. So you can mix it in with your topsoil. You can rake it in if you wish. You could put it on the top and rake it in if you can only afford a little bit of it, and that'd be fine, getting it in there. You can mulch the borders, the flower beds and the vegetable areas, which is great. Now they're giving a tick to beds and borders, vegetable plots, flowers and shrubs, containers, hanging baskets, trees, and I'm going to say shrubs, not bushes. It's just I am. So that's great. Now, you can buy this product in these tubs. You can also buy it in bags, and you can have, let's call it a builder's bag. We don't call them 1 ton bags because they don't really supply you with a ton in those bags. Not in weight anyway, but it's a builder's bag, so it's quite big enough for you. And they'll also supply you a trailer full, so should you wish that much. And I believe they will get it up to you at some point. I'm probably saying the wrong thing by saying that, but anyway, they're now committed to doing that. So let's glean a little bit more. It's the first UK. PlantGrow is the first in the UK to produce award-winning organic approved natural fertiliser made through renewable energy processes. No chemicals, no peat, no animal waste, and plenty of natural goodness. PlantGrow's soil conditioners and composts are made entirely from plants, packed full of micronutrients, and are leading the way to a more sustainable future. In this ever-changing climate, it's what we're looking for. We're looking for this type of product. And thank goodness something like this has come along. So PlantGrow are leading the way with this, which is really good. And I'm very happy about, because I'm always being asked these particular questions myself as an expert on the BBC phoning show for Radio Lincolnshire. I'm always being asked, and I always tell people, don't feed your plants, feed the soil, and rightly so. So the facts, let's go through the facts on this. Peat-free, we know, peat-free, great, it's a good thing to do. Soil Association approved, fantastic. You need that recommendation. It's made from plants, so that's good again. We're not putting no animals in there. We're not chopping up animals and sticking them in there. None of that's going on. There's no need for feed. It feeds it for 12 months. So that's brilliant again. Water saving, because it's adding that structure, that friable structure which moisture can freely get into. That's brilliant. Full of micronutrients, and we all know that micronutrients have this symbiotic process with or association with the root system and the soil system together, making it a lot easier. Now, vegans, if you're a vegan, this is vegan proof. We can use this if you're a vegan. You'll be pleased to know. I didn't even know there was such a thing as vegan approved soil conditioners or compost or anything like that, but there is, and here we go. These people have done it. PlantGrow have done that. Fantastic. Well done for doing that. It increases yields. Of course it increases yields. It contains everything the garden needs. It's fantastic. Perfect for no dig. I'm not a big fan of no dig because it's a lot of hard work. Even though it's no dig and it's supposed to be easy, you have to incorporate a lot of this stuff. Now, that's fine, because year on year, this is what you're going to do. And if you're into the no dig, or you want to experiment with no dig, this is perfect for it. You simply place it over the top of the soil without digging, and you simply plant your plants into this. So it's great for vegetables and all that kind of thing. It helps to naturally fight diseases, which it will do. If your soil's healthy, then it's going to give healthy stuff to the plants themselves, so it's naturally going to fight it. It's going to be brilliant for that. It's safe for wildlife. Of course it's safe for wildlife. They love it. It's helping to improve that soil structure, which they like. They don't want to be going into some sort of a sprayed off garden, do they? They don't want to do that. They want to live in something good. It's sustainable. Of course it's sustainable. It's taken from plants which we can grow, which are not causing too many problems. It's eco-friendly, which is brilliant as well. It's full of bacteria and fungi, and let's face it, it's fungi that gives you the symbiotic process between the root and the soil more than anything else. It's chemical-free, brilliant, and it's pesticide-free. And that has been lab tested, that it's pesticide-free. We don't want anything like that. We all hear of cases where we buy from the local council and somebody sprayed tons and tons of toxic waste onto their plants to kill them, and it's been incorporated into this. Now, that's not a good thing. That's a bad thing. Well, let's face it, PlantGrow have taken that away from you. Now, this appeals to me a lot, this bit here, where you can see it here. Gardening for wildlife. PlantGrow are committed to helping restore the balance of wildlife. In our gardens and countryside, our products are all non-toxic, sustainable and produced from nature. All garden wildlife, whether it be a bee, greenfly or hedgehog, have an important role to play in maintaining the balances that sustain healthy ecosystems. And they do. They definitely do. And that's by looking after our wildlife in our gardens, we can all help to restore and reconnect nature across Britain. And we can. And they make these bold claims on these on this particular product. And it's a bold claim that they can back up. So that's good. And it's brilliant to know that. And it's a great product, and I'm becoming very, very passionate about this product myself because, PlantGrow in general myself, because it is such a good product. Now, if you want to get in touch with this product itself or this company, I can't show it in here. If you go to, let me lift this up for you just to show you. There we go. plantgrow.co.uk. There's even a phone number there. You can even email them on that email address there, info@plantgrow.co.uk. So that is fantastic. All I can say is, as a gardener myself, obviously, I can either recommend this. I've been doing this gardening lark for over 30 years now. I'm passionate. I love it. I don't want to hurt nature. We didn't have the choices in the past. We had no choices on what we could use. Now we do. We have products like this from this company called PlantGrow, which we should be buying into and helping. Okay, so I hope that's helped you understand a little bit more about mulching. If you've got any questions whatsoever, please feel free to get in touch with me, and I'll try and answer as many as I can on mulching or other various subjects. Quite happy to answer anything that you wish to throw at me. Okay, thanks for looking at this video, and I'll talk to you pretty soon. Ta-da!